Hello, this is G with the Roman G's Botanica, and this is our first episode of Raw Tarot, where we actually go through live footage or previously recorded live footage of real tarot readings, and then we further dissect the tarot card, where you can actually learn what each card means by seeing it in action, and then we'll talk about it more. What is that card? What are all the meanings? In reverse, normal, according to a certain situation. And so let's get right into it and start sharing the first live. Let's see what it's like. So here we have one from, this is quite a few months back. We're gonna play this question and look at this card. Let's see, Davina, general reading, please. What's a good one? It's the Sun card. The Sun card is usually, I'll tell you, it's about being happy and everything's sunny, but it's also about sometimes the Sun card can actually shed light on something. So you may actually get a moment where you have a moment of realization, an epiphany, or maybe someone will bring you some information that actually makes things make sense, if that makes sense. All right, so that was all about the Sun card. And, the Sun card is considered a generally happy card, but it's really about illumination. It is about knowledge, obtaining knowledge, and being able to shed light on not just a topic or a situation, but it is overcoming the fears of the subconscious and being able to live with your conscious mind. It says you have all the information you need now. You can then step forth into a bright future. They say that the child is also about innocence and having a renewal of what this new knowledge means to you. So, the Sun card it's always a great card. It means different things depending on the situations. It is positivity and freedom and success and optimism. It's just about joy and confidence and also being able to express yourself. It's about self-expression, enthusiasm, openness. Some people say it's about pregnancy, but that would be a very, under certain circumstances, certain situations, what are the cards around it? Um, so yeah, occasionally pregnancy, not always. It's more about illumination, learning new things. It's about you're going to be carefree and feel liberated and more self-assured and self-confident because you're walking into the future with all the cards on the table. You know what you're dealing with, and you'll be able to tackle whatever situations come your way. And some people say it can also be about maybe traveling to a warmer climate somewhere is out in the sun, depending if someone had a question regards to travel. Are they going to go to this certain place? Am I going to go to the Bahamas this month? So the Sun can help answer those kind of questions. Now, when you put the Sun card in reverse, I mean, we're talking about lack of enthusiasm. We're talking about or excessive enthusiasm where you just go way overboard. It can be pessimism and sadness, having unrealistic expectations, letting your ego get in the way or being conceited. It's all the reverse things of being so in your conscious mind and being able to see things, the bright future and everything. It is the opposite of that, which can mean not in the sense of a pregnancy, but can mean an idea can be stillborn, um, something that just doesn't land, something that doesn't come to fruition because it is in the shade. Now, oftentimes, reverse meanings can mean a lesser value. Usually, with the sun card, reverse does mean like the opposite. Um, there's no sun, there is just darkness and pessimism. Okay, we're going to look at another one. Now, remember, there is no rhyme or reason as to which card we're going to learn about, because these are all based on reviewing these live readings that we did, with other people. So let's see what the next one has to offer. But Victoria's odd dream. What are the spirits trying to tell her? Queen of Cups. So, Queen of Cups is being in charge of your emotions. It's someone who knows what they want. They know how to speak to other people. They know how to speak to other people, communicate with them, um, step in their shoes if they need to in order to get understand them and get the point across. So it's something about, if spirit's trying to tell you, just put yourself in other people's shoes, and you'll be able to. I'm having today I'm a little off. It seems like the words are not coming. Words, we need words. um Deal with people on an emotional level. Okay, so what does that actually mean? So the Queen of Cups, let me remove this from the stage. The Queen of Cups. No, she can be very motherly, very she's also very intuitive. She's one of the more psychic of the queens. Um she can be cautious. She looks for how to please others often. uh, of all the queens have different personalities. That's the thing to remember when dealing with the kings and the queens and the pages, is that they each have different personalities. And if you can assign each one to maybe someone either or someone in the movies or something like that, it will help you to learn what each one actually means. Because this is about a female who is emotionally mature. She may not be mature, but she's got her stuff together. She knows what she's talking about. It's a very feminine card. It's loving and warmth and sensitivity. So she's not an evil queen. She's she's nurturing and she's intuitive. She's also going to be romantic. She's, like I said, she's very psychic, but also can indicate daydreaming, getting too locked up into what can be instead of actually doing. So sometimes she'll tell you, listen, get off your butt and do this thing. Quit daydreaming about it. She can be creative and artistic. She can inspire you to be those things. And she's also very healing, which is shown by the water at her feet. So she's a good mother. When she has children, she's a very good mother. So this can mean someone in your life who is actually supportive and caring towards you. Also can be a sign of how you should treat others. Um, she can be held as an example to you as to, you should be nurturing to others. You should be supportive of others. Um, she can she can represent actually female or male. It can be, and this is true of all of the court cards. It depends on the situation and the person's energy you're dealing with. It could be a man with feminine characteristics, or maybe just a man who's nurturing or something. Um, Most of the time, it does deal with a female, but there can be exceptions depending on what card you're looking at, what the situation is, um, you know, and all the cards around it. So, but when she's in reverse, let's go to reverse. That means someone who's emotionally insecure. They don't have their shit together. They don't trust people very much. She may indicate someone who lacks direction. They're sort of like self-centered and silly and can be disorganized. Not very caring of others. Could be more vengeful and manipulative. So these are also, like the Sun card, very opposites of what she can represent when she's in reverse. And just like the queen, the upright queen is very psychic. This can mean your intuition is blocked. So, or your creativity is stifled. So that is a little further in depth look at the Queen of Cups. Okay, so we're going to see what card we've got going next. We can examine. Let's see what the reading says. Hello, is a certain man planning to re-enter my life soon? If so, are his intentions good towards me? I'm worried about if you have to ask that, should you let him in at all? If that is even something that's coming to your mind. But we'll see. I don't know. 5 of Pentacles. I call it the poorhouse card. It's usually the poorhouse. It can be financially, it can be emotionally, it can be so caught up in, let's say, the mistakes of the past. Is for if you want to correlate this with the exact question you ask. Don't be so involved in whatever happened in the past if you're wanting to move forward with this person. Don't carry that baggage into the relationship or the friendship or whatever it is if they show back up. If you're going to do that, then just don't even bother with it. Okay, so let's look at that one. That was a different situation. Because we're dealing with 5 of Pentacles. And yes, I do often call it the poorhouse card. I was taught that, listen, if you really look at this card, they've got some problems. He's got one foot bandaged up. He's on crutches. It is cold out. She's huddled up against the wind. And they're so focused on this negative stuff that's going on for them. Of course, it's a terrible thing that they don't realize there's a church behind them with a bright light. There's probably candles and warmth and a place of refuge just right within their reach. But they don't see it. So this card, when is in the upright position, is about a lot of different things. I call it the poorhouse card, but it is about financial hardships, but usually temporary ones, which it has the meaning of the church behind it. It's temporary if you just turn around and take the help that you need. It can mean a negative change in circumstances, financial loss. It can even mean recession, feeling that the world is against you, which, their body posture shows that. And it can be, struggles and bad luck. It can be about homelessness and poverty and unemployment and financial ruin, bankruptcy. Maybe bankruptcy is ahead, or maybe according to someone's reading, they're wondering, should I file bankruptcy? What's going on? But it can also be about being cast out. Imagine a story going on behind this. Why are they out in the cold? It can be that they have been driven out of the house. It can mean, if you carry that thought on, it could be divorce and breakups, or being disgraced or a scandal happened and you had to get the hell out of town. So, it's not a very happy card. Luckily, it doesn't normally mean that these things are temporary. So if you were to reverse this, let's reverse this situation. There's some bad stuff going on. So it means when it's in reverse, it means maybe somebody's already gone through all this stuff they've been dealing with. So it's about improvement in finances and luck. You're going to start to see some good luck soon. The end of a hardship. It can be about becoming more financially secure in the very near future. Soon, you maybe you're in debt. Maybe you'll be able to start paying off debts or have debts forgiven. It can also be about general forgiveness, um, getting employment when you've been unemployed for a while. And also, it can be about where before it was about maybe we're talking about a divorce. It can also be about letting go of relationships that they just no longer serve you. So, this card has a lot of in depth meaning. Um, there's a lot of things going on for these people. All right, let's take a look at another one from this particular episode. How does the team I'm working with perceive me? What's this about? Page of Swords. Now, Wendy, I don't know you. I don't know your team. Um, but this, based on the exact question you asked me, is there a reason why they might think you're a little bit of a spy? Could be just be a gossip. Could be a brown noser. um, yeah. So it doesn't mean any of that's true. So if you think anyone's thinking
Could be
that, take
perception.
steps to sort of back out of that energy and change things around. Okay, so Page of Swords. What does Page of Swords actually mean? Now, you won't find many people who associate it with a spy like I indicated that I do. I know a few readers who do that. And there's a reason for that. And as we delve a little further into the meaning of the card, it'll become kind of obvious why someone may consider someone a spy. So, Page of Swords, swords are about the way we think, thoughts, ideas. We know this from swords, but how about Page of Swords? Well, it can be about that you need to have more patience. It can be about ideas, planning. Let's see. It can be about fairness, thinking before you speak. Now that's a big one. It's like not getting drawn into arguments because you have actually thought things out. You're not rattling off at the mouth before you think about what you're going to say. Usually, this person is very quick-witted. They're communicative. They're very educated, and but they can also be prone to petty little gossip. And but they also speak very truthfully, very directly. Um, it's someone who doesn't mince words. So you know when it comes to the minor arcana, I could be telling you to just be patient because this is something that will pass. Major arcana is big events that may take a long time. It may not last too long. Now, the Page of Swords indicates someone with mental agility. Um, like I said, they're quick witted, they're curious, they're inquisitive, they use their head a lot. So think of also they're very sharp minded. They see things other people don't see. A little bit of a spy there. So think of the spies or the sleuths more like in literature, in the movies. Think of some of the Agatha Christie sleuths, how they speak their mind, they're very sharp witted, they're observant, they are able to piece together things that other people may overlook. So sometimes, though, based on the question that was asked, people can take this the wrong way when someone is so blunt and says what they think whenever they think it. That yeah, you can be sometimes thought of to be a little bitchy. So that's the part about thinking before you speak. Now, if you reverse Page of Swords, what do we get? It's sort of having someone who has no ideas or planning is going on. Um, They can, just like they're very good with the mind and thinking things through, it could be someone who plays mind games. Um, Now, the opposite is someone who's very clear thinking and educated and everything. It could be someone who's a little dim-witted, or just an airhead. They don't have to. It doesn't necessarily have to mean lack of education. It can be just things just go totally over their heads. Um, and it can be someone who is blunt in an abrasive way that people just do not take to, don't want to be around them. It can be someone who, instead of being prone to gossip, they may be a malicious gossiper. Um, it can also mean someone having learning difficulties. So, yeah, there is a lot of different hidden meaning in the Page of Swords. So, like I said, once again, all of this depends. I think I've said this a couple of times. All of it depends on what question did the person ask? What are the cards around it? And how do you piece all this together? So sometimes it just deals with the type of person someone's dealing with, um, and not necessarily how they should proceed. Maybe if they have a little bit better understanding of the person they're dealing with, then the other cards around it might tell them how to go forward in whatever the situation is. So I think we have covered four very interesting cards, looked at the ideas behind them, their upright meaning, their reverse meaning. So hopefully that'll give you a better insight into what those four cards mean, their true meaning, their deeper meaning, and how to um, look at it the next time those come up in your tarot spreads. So I will end this episode with shuffling the cards and then pulling just a single card, and we will do sort of a general reading for the day. So what do we have? Ace of Swords, Ace of Swords. Now, this is about beginning new ideas. It's the beginning of something. It could be a new concept. You may have had an epiphany. So this card is very much about thoughts that pop into your head. So hopefully, sometime soon, you will have the epiphany you need, and it will come to you in a really big way. This has been G with Aroma G's Botanica. This was our first episode of Raw Tarot. I'm sure we'll get better at it. Hey, need to. I don't know how many different cards we're going to cover. We did have 114 episodes of our live tarot, so I've got lots of cards to pull from. And you never know, I may look up maybe some other YouTubers who are talking about these cards. Maybe comment on some of theirs. We'll see. So until next time. Happy tarot card reading. Bye-bye.